Hi there, Release Fire here. So I'm going to talk you through how to beat the Sumo Brothers boss fight here in Paper Mario the Origami King. Hopefully my tips are going to help you out and help you beat it yourself. If they do, drop me a like below. But essentially, all the little Sumo Brothers head on out and steal all the good pads. So you've got to beat them to be able to get them back. Now I'm just moving things around to head on to the right at 8, and that'll take me up at 3. And that'll bring me out at the hit pad at 3 right at the top there. I'll pick up the card along the way, however it just tells me I need to take these guys out. Using legendary iron boots on the little sumos is a good way to take them out, and you can see I got the on switch as a result of that. And then you just want to block as much of this as possible because they can do one hell of a lot of damage, and then they all just jumble up again and you're back to spinning around. Now I'm going right at 8 again, and that'll bring me up at 1. I'll get the on switch thanks to that spin, and then what I'm just doing is putting the Earth Elemental pad on the central ring and then spinning it around to get it at the top, and that does a huge chunk of damage to all of the remaining Sumo Brothers, and that takes all of those out. And the Earth Elemental pad also protects me from all of their attacks. That also results in the main Sumo Brother coming down to the ground, so you can get proper hits on him. So you just need to be able to get to a pad. However, don't waste any of your moves hitting him directly with your legendary or flashing boots or anything like that, because you just won't do enough damage, even if you've got the iron equivalents, which will protect you from the spikes, which I didn't have. Instead, what you need to do is continue to go after the little guys. So in the next round, I needed to move the third ring out of the way so that I could go up at 1. And then what I needed is an arrow at 1 taking me to the left to pick up the heart, and that'll bring me around to the hit pad at the 6 o'clock position. Now I used the hammer, which hit the little guy and also hit the main Sumo Brothers. However, it didn't do a huge amount of damage, and legendary iron boots would be a better option if you've got them. However, there is still a better option, and it's to use items, which I'm getting to in this round. So I'll go right at 8, and that'll bring me up and left at 1, and then up at 10, and that'll bring me in to be able to attack this little Sumo Brothers. And in this round, I tried to use the shiny tail, and again that did damage to the little guy and the big guy, but still not enough to take either one of them out. Now the good news is I managed to get in a block to stop me from losing too much health, but it was getting a little bit precarious at this stage, and I kind of wish I'd figured out the item to use a little bit earlier on. So I'll show you that next. So this time heading right at 8, in and around at 1, and then up at 10 to the hit pad on the little Sumo Bros, and getting a heart along the way, which I desperately needed at this stage. And this time I used a shiny flower, which managed to finish it off, and you can see it did 36 damage on the first guy with the first hit, and it would have done more had it have needed more. It just needed that 36 to finish it off. However, one of the cards that I picked up along the way did say that Sumo Brothers take most damage from fire attacks, so if you've got a shiny fire flower, you should definitely use that. Sadly, I didn't, but the shiny ice flower did pretty good damage all by itself. So now I've taken out most of the little Sumo Brothers, so now it's time to go after the pad that I've got down. So I'm going to go right at 8, up and left at 1. I'm going to pick up the card which tells me about the fire, and then I'm going to come on around, all the way around to the 3 o'clock position, and then up to the pad. And that'll give me one epic Earth Elemental hit that takes out everything that's left on the board. And that is how to beat the Sumo Brothers boss fight here in Paper Mario the Origami King. Like I said earlier, hopefully the video helps you out. If it does, drop me a like below. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, with the links on the left hand side, and check out the rest of my guide and walkthrough series for Paper Mario the Origami King with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments, let me know how you get on against the Sumo Brothers boss, and I will catch you next time.